Well, thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'm Bobby Fallett. You'll want to grab the hat and gloves if you are heading out today. Arctic air settling in this week, and some of the wind chills on the way could be downright dangerous. Let's send things right on over to meteorologist Lisa Green with the very latest. Lisa.
Well, good afternoon. Yes, we've just raised a first alert weather day for overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning for that dangerous cold. It's going to be cold all week, but this will be some of our coldest air that we experience here and just downright dangerous for us as well. Here's a look at our latest alerts. Again, for tonight and into Tuesday morning, we're under an extreme cold warning for our western communities in gray here and along the international border. If you're not in that warning, you're in a cold weather advisory for tonight. Again, this takes effect later on. Now, there is one area I want to focus in on here in the Devil's Lake Basin where we are under a cold weather advisory until 6 p.m. and we're under it right now. It's later tonight that transitions to the warning. And here's why. You can see we still have wind chills down into the 20s and even some 30s below as we're heading into the afternoon in that Devil's Lake Basin and surrounding areas. But all of us are on the cold side right now with wind chills in the double digits below zero. Our air temperature, well, it's not going to be very warm. We're looking at single-digit highs this afternoon. More details on what to expect throughout the day and for this latest round of Arctic air coming up in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Lisa, thank you so much. We'll talk to you again in a few more minutes. New developments on a horrific case out of Grand Forks. A man accused of abusing his wife, who was battling cancer, pleaded guilty this morning. Court records lay out a plea deal for Joshua Temple. By pleading guilty to endangering an eligible adult and terrorizing, he could spend 5 to 10 years in prison. The deal says that 2 counts of domestic violence would be dismissed. He is scheduled to be sentenced on March 28th. Court records say Whitney Temple, a medical doctor herself, was admitted to the ER for complications with her chemotherapy treatments and disclosed that she was being physically and verbally abused by Joshua Temple. He was arrested last April. Whitney died in early May. The Cass County Sheriff's Office has opened an internal investigation after one of their employees was arrested for an alleged DUI. Deputy Oliver Quay was taken into custody by the North Dakota Highway Patrol around 2:30 in the morning yesterday. Quay started with the Cass County Sheriff's Office in November of 2022 and is assigned to the Cass County Jail as a non-licensed correction deputy. He is on paid administrative leave while the internal investigation is underway. The North Dakota Highway Patrol is handling that investigation. More than a dozen squad cars and multiple officers, they responded to downtown Fargo Saturday afternoon after police received reports of a man waving a gun in the area. Fargo police say that when officers arrived, they located the man and temporarily restricted access to the area for the public's safety. Officers used what they call less lethal tactics, such as rubber bullets or beanbag rounds, to take 35-year-old Royal Rockefeller into custody for preventing arrest. He is now also charged with terrorizing. The investigation is still ongoing. We'll pass along any updates as we receive them. After months of extensive recovery, Fargo police officer Andrew Dotis is returning to duty. Officer Dotis was critically injured on July 14, 2023 during a routine traffic crash when a gunman ambushed officers Dotis, Tyler Hawes, Zachary Robinson, and Jake Wallin. Officer Wallin was killed in the line of duty. Officer Dotis and Hawes, they required months of intensive medical treatment and rehab before returning to the force. Tyler Hawes resumed duty on the 4th. An Emerado man's home is a total loss after a fire this weekend. The fire department got the call around Saturday night around 10 and spent about 8 hours working to get the fire out. The fire chief says that it started in the attic and the roof of the home ended up collapsing.
One of the biggest issues that we had was because of that structural collapse and the fire being contained on the inside of the structure, we really couldn't put members inside the building.
Now, the homeowner was able to escape without any injuries, but a firefighter was hurt and taken to Altru in Grand Forks. He has been treated and released. Well, the National Treasury Employees Union has filed a new lawsuit trying to prevent the Trump administration from shutting down the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's the agency created to shield consumers from predatory banks and lenders. As Natalie Brand reports, this is the latest federal agency Trump is trying to close as part of a Department of Government Efficiency project, which was created to slash the size of the federal government.
Thousands of federal employees returned to in-person work this Monday, but the government's Consumer Financial Protection Bureau has been ordered closed. Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency posted on social media, CFPB RIP. Some Republican lawmakers applauded the move.
The CFPB has been out of control for some time. The way it's designed, I think, is unconstitutional. It has no oversight. It's been basically a reckless agency that's been allowed to go way beyond any mandate that I think was originally intended.
Congress established the Independent Watchdog Bureau in the wake of the Great Recession of 2008.
That crash was caused in large part by subprime predatory lending that happened all across the United States.
Dennis Kelleher, president of the advocacy group Better Markets, says since its creation, the CFPB has been a key ally for consumers.
In just 14 years, that agency has returned over $20 billion to more than 200 million ripped off Americans in all 50 states.
The move follows similar Trump administration actions to try and make cuts at USAID, the Agency for International Development, which helps distribute foreign aid.
Friday, a federal judge blocked the administration from placing more than 2,000 staffers on administrative leave until at least February 14th. In a separate case, a federal judge hears arguments in Boston today on the administration's buyout offer presented to around 2 million federal employees. The White House says the offer still stands with a midnight deadline, while unions argue it's unlawful. Natalie Brind, CBS News, the White House.
The government says more than 65,000 workers have accepted the buyout so far. Today, President Trump is scheduled to impose 25% tariffs on all steel and aluminum products imported into the U.S. This would include items from Mexico and Canada. The promise of new tariffs is the latest example of the president's willingness to threaten and impose the import taxes. President Trump says that he has directed the Treasury Department to stop minting new pennies, citing the rising cost of production on the 1-cent coin. The U.S. Mint reported losing $85.3 million last year on penny production alone. Every penny cost nearly 37 cents to make up, from 31 cents the year before. It's unclear whether Trump has the power to unilaterally eliminate the coin. Currency specifications, including the size and metal content of coins, they are dictated by Congress. Well, the Dilworth Police Department is reminding snowmobilers about the rules when it comes to riding in town after getting complaints about snowmobiles on private property. You can only ride on city streets. If you're going to and from a designated trail, do not ride on sidewalks, and be sure to stay off private property. Snowmobiles are only allowed to be in town from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Well, Mango's Mexican and American Grill is now open at their brand new location. The restaurant was forced to move out of their old location in Fargo after a kitchen fire broke out on July 18th last year, causing almost $500,000 in damages. The new spot is in Moorhead at the former Boulder Tap House right along Highway 10. Well, if you're taking today off because of the Super Bowl, you have plenty of company. A new Harris poll found that more than 22.5 million people across the nation, they plan to miss work today. That's up from 40% from a year ago. The poll estimated that nearly 13 million took a pre-approved day off. 4.8 million are swapping shifts with a coworker so they don't have to work today. Well, coming up on your news at noon, many are seeing weight loss benefits from new drugs, but experts say they might be able to help with other things as well. We'll explain. But next, meteorologist Lisa Green has your weather to help you plan your day.